Yep. Season 3. We're now live. Season 3. Welcome to season 3 of Prime Parents right here on Big Dog Chico Sports Talk. Now, this is the series where we go beyond the highlights, beyond the rankings, beyond the NIL deals, and we sit down with the people who built the foundation, the parents, the mentors, the ones who was there before the stars, before the offers, before the rankings, before the spotlight. And tonight, we're live. We're going to have this for exclusively for members only for right now on this interview. So if you're watching right now, you're a part of something special. If you're not a member yet, hit that join button, become a member. The link is in the description right now because this is the type of access you'll get when you join. Real conversations, real journeys. You'll find out the real why. Season 3 is about legacy. It's about development. It's about what it truly takes to raise elite athletes in the Coach Prime era. And if you missed season 1 and season 2, don't worry. The entire Prime Parents playlist is available right now on the channel. Go binge watch it. We had powerful moments, emotional moments, and insights you won't hear anywhere else. So this platform is more than about football. It's about family, sacrifice, vision, and everything else. So lock in, drop your questions in the chat. Members, I'll be highlighting your comments first. This is Prime Parents Season 3. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, let's get it. Let's go. All right, we're live and direct. Big Dog Chico right here. And we got special guests that's joining us right now, guys. If y'all just joining in, you already know that when Prime Parents is on, we get real. We have real conversations. So we're going to start it off just like this with a real one. Let's bring on our parent. First one of the season. This is Miss Jennifer Ashley out of Brandon, Mississippi. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Hey, glad to have you. I'm doing all right out here in Hawaii. And you represent in the home state of my partner in crime and rhyme and everything else, my main man, Uncle Neely. So I had to invite him on so we could talk some Mississippi talk along with everything else.
Yeah, the big sip.
Right.
You know, we do big things here. We just don't get a lot of recognition, but I mean, we do big things here. And we have great athletes. In my Presto Money voice, what's up, Unc?
You got it. I'm saying, look, let me tell you this, mama. I'm sitting here in downtown Jackson. I can look east over there to Brandon, and I can just feel the Mississippi love.
Oh, yeah, it's all love in Mississippi. You know, I always tell people our athletes, they don't get the recognition that they deserve, but we got some great athletes in the state of Mississippi. You know, they sleep on us, but, you know, it is what it is. But we got some dogs in the SIP.
For sure.
I'm from where you from. I'm from where you at right now. I'm from Jackson. I just live out here in Brandon, but I'm from Jackson. Grew up in Jackson. Okay. Jackson State alumni. Lanier High School alumni.
833. I see.
833. Throw it out. Represent. I'm a Lanier High School alumni. So yeah, I grew up in Jackson. So I tell people all the time in Brandon, I just live out here. I'm not from out here now.
Chico, let me put you up on a little game, Chico.
Put me up on game, huh?
And put the prime parent watches out there as you kicking off season 3. Couldn't kick it off with a better parent in my mind. I went to Jim Hill.
Oh,
proud Jim Hill. Proud Jim Hill graduate. I tell you this, man. Them folks Lanier from Lanier, we look over there and be like, that's all right.
Oh, yeah.
I love the way Lanier love Lanier because it reminds me of how Jim Hill people love Jim Hill.
Oh, like yeah.
It ain't no graduating done. When you go to Lanier, you go to Jim Hill, it's for life.
Oh, yes. And they were big rivalries back in the day. So back in the 90s, you know, you had Jim Hill, Callaway, Merle, Provine. They were all like big rivalries. And we were like the baby boom of the South. So
well, look, I tell you this is, you know, a lot of folks that we had to face around the state in order to win championships, they came from districts with 1 or 2 high schools. And Jackson, as you know, got 8. If somehow Jackson had 4 high schools or 3 high schools, man, we winning everything. Because them basketball teams, woo.
Oh, yeah. Lanier had the basketball team in the 90s, 96.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
That's right. 833 is in the building.
833 in the building.
That's what's up. Hey, that's crazy, man.
My son,
Mama showing the hand sign.
I saw she did. She did it.
Yeah, so you got to make the 8 and then the 3s.
Got the 8 and the 2 3s. Yeah, I'm repping my school.
I'm with it. I'm with it.
And I can't believe I just threw that up. My hands hurt. I shouldn't have done that.
No, it's all right. It's all right. It's all love. It's all love. We just gonna do the love sign. It's all love.
That's right.
Mississippi love. That's right.
Now, Mom, you're a Mississippi native. And before we go forward, let's talk about Dad. Dad is not a Mississippi native, right?
No. Dad is from Miami. He's from Dade County, Lincolnfield Projects. Yes. Okay. He's from a huge family of. It was 10 of them. So let me give you a little background on how Preston's name came up. They're probably gonna rag me about it when I get off this live. But my mother-in-law, she had 4 kids, and she got divorced, and then she had 10 years later she had 5 more kids. So my husband is the second oldest. Yes, my husband is the second oldest of the last 5. Okay. So the first 2 of the last 5 has the last name of Ashley. Well, when I got pregnant with Preston and we were deciding on boys' names, Preston's grandfather's name on his dad's side is Benny Preston. So our last name is Ashley, which was his mother's married name, because back then they never did away with their married name. So we decided to name Preston Ashley. So that's how he got his name. He has 2 family names.
Connect both.
So I said in the future, before we even knew he was going to be this amazing athlete, that, it'll be a story behind his name. I wanted a story behind his name. So my husband is from Miami. Like I said, he's from a huge family. He has family in Miami and Atlanta, and he had 6 boys and 3 girls. So of the 6 boys, my husband played football. He played at a school in the SEC, and he had a moment in the NFL. Then I had another brother-in-law, which was his brother. He played in the SEC. He played 5 years in the NFL, and he has another brother that played in the ACC, and he played running back behind Ward Dunn. So it's definitely in Preston's DNA. I say he get his good looks from me.
That's right.
His daddy's handsome too, but he get his good looks from me. But he really did steal my face. He get his good looks from me, and his athleticism 90% from his daddy, because I danced at Lanier, but they don't think that dancing.
You was a rangerette.
I was a rangerette.
I'm gone. She gone.
4 years. Yes, for 4 years, from my 9th grade year to my 12th grade year. And so my husband and my son always say that we're gonna put that over in the graveyard across the street.
Right across the street, that graveyard across the street.
Graveyard across the street from the school.
Right.
But I always say that 10% is me, because dancing is part of athletics too, but they don't believe. So I just let them cook. I just say, okay, whatever. So yes, he get his athleticism from his father and me, but the bulk from his daddy. So
well,
look at my
son. You didn't lie when you say stole your face though. So
he stole my whole face. He stole my face. It's like God just took his face and put it on my husband's body when he played football. So there go our son. So we're very proud of him.
Well, let's take it back then, because I have a video that we're going to post, but also you made a post making sure that you give all the praises and credit to your husband for what he did in raising your son and to get him to where he is right now. Can you talk about that and why it was important for you to make that post?
Oh, yes, because, since I birthed Preston, my husband has had a ball in his hand. He and his daddy are super duper close. And my husband, from the time that he started playing Little League football, now I'm going to be honest, when I first met my husband, I knew nothing about football. I come from, like I said, Lanier, we weren't the best football program, but we had basketball. So I knew about basketball. I knew nothing about football. Everything I learned came from my husband. And so he started me out with guard, tackle, with center, guard, tackle. And I'll never forget that. We was watching football one day, and I was like, okay. So I thought I had the gist of it. I didn't even touch the surface. So from the time he was a baby, he had a football in his hand. And so, my husband started him out slow. He started playing flag football. He has a late birthday, so he could play an extra year because his birthday was late, because he was still eligible. So he let him play football until he aged out. Well, we had friends and, people like they would rag us and say, oh, that boy's too big to be playing flag football, put him in tackle. And my husband said that he didn't want to spook him too early by putting him in tackle for that contact. So he said he was going to let him play flag as long as he could until he aged out. And so maybe about, I want to say when he turned like 8, maybe 8 years old, 8 or 9, when he aged out of tackle, because we let him play till he couldn't play anymore, he started playing Parks and Recs football. And he said he just wanted to see spurts, like if he had the speed. He wasn't really honing in on the fundamentals at the time, just like with the flag, if he could get to the ball, if he could get to the flag, So it was baby steps. Basically, it was baby steps that he took him. So when he started playing tackle, my husband started coaching him along with a friend of his. So he coached him for Little League tackle all the way up till he couldn't play tackle anymore for Parks and Recs, and he went to the middle school. Well, I remember one day after practice, my husband made him run. And I was like, as moms, we naturally want to protect our child. We naturally want to say, well, why are you doing that? All the other kids are gone home. And he would say, Jen, he was like, if Preston runs the touchdown and they call it back, he has to be in shape. He said, we're not concerned about the other kids. I'm concerned about him and him getting in shape. So I was like, okay. So he taught me along the way, even when I questioned things, but also as a mother, I stood back and let him father his son. I didn't intervene. We had an unspoken thing where I did academics and he did sports. I didn't cross over into his lane and he didn't cross over into my lane. That was just something we did as parents. And so in our house, my thing was you can't play sports if you can't do well in class. Absolutely. Like we're not going to have an athlete that's not smart. You're going to be a double whammy. That's right. So I stayed on academics and he followed up with football, and that just carried on in life, And even so, people ask, well, how he get the dog? It was just in him. It's in him. Hard work is in him. He never was a kid that sold himself short. He always put in the extra work, from even when he was like a legit growing up playing flag football to Little League tackle. He always did extra. Even in 8th grade, he would take the bus over to the high school and work out with the high school kids after school, after 8th grade. I mean, after he got out of school, 8th grade, middle school, because he was our middle school is at a different school than our high school. So he would catch the bus over to the high school and go run stadiums every day. And we didn't notice till later, but it was a coach that was at a JUCO that saw him running the stadiums one day. And he approached him. He was like, man, I see you out here every day working hard. I want to give you an offer. But Preston never told us about the offer till later on. Way down the line. But and we even met the guy because the guy is at a school at the SEC. So he told us when we were visiting at school, he saw Preston and he had offered him when he was at the junior college at the time. So it's always been in him. And it was times like, during the season, my husband had this thing, like when he was in middle school, he would get, like when he played Little League, he was getting ready for middle school. When he made it to middle school, he was getting him ready for high school. When he was in high school, he was getting ready for college. So it's been some hard times where mama had to go in the room and just close the door because it got real in our house, and even when people would tell him that he did good and he had a horrible game, I would say, no, he didn't. Don't tell him that. He didn't do good, because you're not going to give our son a false look on life. And I also think that's what's happening with these young kids, not judging people, but I think that's what's happening with this ranking system. I think the kids get too complacent. Yeah. Even when Preston was ranked or started coming into the rankings, my husband always told him, don't get caught up in the rankings. We don't care nothing about that. Get caught up in the love for the game, get caught up in the work. And that's how his mindset was. And even when I did try to nurture him after hard games, he never would let me do it. He would say, Mom, I'm good. I'm good. You know, it's just going to make me a better man. And so, you know, I can go all the way down the rabbit hole in it and ramble on, but even like from the recruiting perspective, when we would go to colleges and sometimes we didn't get the offer, I would be so upset and so mad because he balled. He did what he had to do. But like my husband explained to me, it may not be the fit for him. Like they might not see what they want in him. They may have a different scheme. And I would say, well, you know, we've messed up resources. You know, this was a waste of time. He says never a waste of time because the coaches saw him. So he had to explain some things along the way to me in the recruiting process. So I think I can write a book now for recruiting 101 for dummies to help people. But he really just poured into our family and educated me and Preston because, of course, you know, he been there. He been down the road and he was going to protect his son and lead us. So I give a lot of the props to my husband, to his dad, because I knew nothing and I'm so grateful for him. And I'm never going to let anybody take the shine and say that because, you know, we got these leeches out here that want to clamp on to the kids and say that they did this and did that. But no, my husband did it. My husband and myself, we did it. We put him on the road. We got him in front of the college coaches. We took him to the national camps. We did it. And we had a strong village that helped us along the way. So that's how he became everything that he has in him. My husband instilled that. Because even after the games in high school, like they'll have a replay and they'll get up every Saturday morning and watch the replay. And he'll ask his dad, what can he do to do better? His dad would give him a grade. Even before he got off the bus after every game, he would say, what's my grade, Dad? He will call him. He wants to know his grade because he's part of a perfectionist. You know, he wants to be the best. And he told my husband, I'm going to be better than you and my uncles. I want to be better than you and my uncles. And one thing I admire about my son, when he set goals, he accomplished them. He was selected to play in the 8th grade Under Armour All-American game after he went to the camp. And I'll never forget, he used to play running back in middle school. A lot of people don't know that. So when my husband said, well, I'm going to start working with him, training him to be a DB, I thought my husband was crazy. And I'm like, no, he's really good at running back. My husband said, well, offense get the girls and defense get the money. I said, say less. Come on. I said, come on. What you got? What you got? So he had been training to be, is there a break for us? He had been training to be a DB for 2 weeks. And we went to the UA Under Armour 8th grade camp in Texas. And he got the golden ticket to invited to the game. Well, that year was the year that I think it was COVID or the next year, but Travis Hunter was a senior that game. So Travis played in the Under Armour All-American senior game. Yeah. Well, Preston said, I had so much fun. I'm going to be back here my senior year. Not only did he go back his senior year and got the invite again to the game again to be an Under Armour All-American, he was also selected to be an Under Armour Future 50. And so I'm just proud of him. He set goals and he accomplished them. And it's just in him. It's just in him to work hard.
Let me tell you something first and foremost. You ain't done no rambling. Everything you said was dropping knowledge, dropping information. So if you call that rambling, you keep on rambling. You come on anytime you want to ramble, because that was all of that was well said. I do want to hear like some additional like Colorado thoughts, because you talked about y'all recruitment process, talked about going on visits, not getting offers. And then of course you had visits where you did get offers. And then of course you had a visit where you said, no, this is the place that we're going to be, where we're going to come. What was it about Coach Prime, about Colorado, about that system that y'all felt comfortable enough to say, nope, this is who we're going to hand over our son to, that we've been developing this process. Here you go.
Well, I'm glad you asked, because I got a story behind that too. I always say God designed the path and we just walking in it. Everything that has happened so far has been God's path for my son's life. First of all, we were trying to narrow down where we were going, because he had over 20 some offers. He had just about every SEC offer, ACC offers. He had all kinds of offers, right? But as we all know, majority of those offers be verbal, right? So some are going to continue to go through and some of them are going to fall off. And during the whole process, I was stressed. My husband was like, I'm having fun. And I was like, are you crazy? This is like so stressful. Like, I just can't. So he was like, Jen, he said, I'm going to say this. He said, it's going to be one that come out the woodworks that we have no idea for. And when they come after him, they're going to come after him hard. And I looked at him, I was like, well, they better come on, because we need to wrap this up. And so lo and behold, I think it was like the next week, he had got the call from Colorado. And my husband called me. I remember being at work. He was like, Press got an offer from Colorado. And I was like, you lying. He was like, yes. Well, we all know, to me, when you get an offer from Colorado, regardless of what the media people say, it's a big offer, because Colorado don't just send out offers like some of these other programs just to say, oh, to get on the bandwagon and say, oh, well, we offer this kid because so-and-so offer them. If they offer your kid, they have watched their film. They see something in your kid that they can bring to the table, that they can help with the program. So to me, that was an honor, because Coach Prime, he's really particular about who he extend the offer to.
He's particular about everything.
Yeah, he's particular about things. So my heartbeat was beating fast. I was like, oh my goodness. So I didn't think nothing else of it. So then after we got the offer the next week, Mr. Corey, Coach Corey was there. He had called and he was like, well, let's narrow down the official visit. And I'm like, this is coming fast. Wait a minute, slow down. So we locked in the official visit.
Hey, but let me tell the folks out there something, pardon interruption. The great news about that official visit, that's out the school pocket. So they want you.
Right. It's on their coins, not mine. And I was glad at that point, because we had coined out at that point. It was 5 years of hard work from 8th grade up until senior year, So we locked in our official visit, and we went the last week of when you could go on official visit. Now, mind you, we had another visit locked in prior to Colorado, but this particular school, I'm not going to even give them a platform. They didn't honor it, okay? But after he committed to Colorado, they still sent him an official offer. Make sense? I don't know, but whatever. So, yeah, that's what I said too. So we locked in the official visit. We have been going to like different places that spring, trying to narrow it down. And I often say, God gave me a spirit of discernment. And I'm a social worker, so I work with people every single day. And just like we're watching coaches, the coaches are watching us too as parents. Y'all hear that, parents? Yes. They are watching you as well. And you are a representation of your child. So represent your child well. Because that's your name and that's your legacy. So we're watching each other. So we will go on these visits and we will leave and we will always have a family discussion afterwards. And it was one place my husband and I liked, but person was like, no, I'm not feeling it. So we were like, okay. And he was like, my husband said, well, you'll know when it's the right place. You'll feel it in your heart, it's the right place. So moving forward, we kept visiting places and, you have conversations with coaches. And sometimes I was just like, I would leave there and I'd be like, I just don't feel comfortable. It's just something not right. So moving forward, we go on the official visit. Well, we all know at the time, Coach was dealing with some things. At the time, the media didn't know. Nobody knew what he was dealing with. We didn't even know, but we went ahead and scheduled an official visit. I saw where some kids were posting on Twitter. It's like they're going to do their official visit when Coach came back. Not that we didn't want to meet Coach, but at the time, meeting Coach was not the main subject. We was trying to find home. You
There you
know,
go.
we were trying to find a program that was going to help him meet his goals, enhance him, and where he can bring something to the table too to help the program. So moving forward, we took our official visit to Colorado, and they didn't try to sell us. True story. They didn't try to sell us anything. They just were themselves. It was like a home atmosphere. Um, it was great. It was 5 of us there. It was 5 players there and their families. Um, and coach was not there. The staff, I see comments and stuff about the staff, and I'm like, they have no clue. The staff is so phenomenal. Like they represented him well while he was out. Like seriously. And we have a 6-year-old. And when I tell you he loves Colorado, Coach Oliver, Malika, Sarah, like they all like I feel like I was on vacation because I didn't even have to deal with them. Like it was just great. Nobody tried to sell us, nobody tried to pressure us. We talked about the program, we met Coach Swayze, we met the nutrition staff, and not saying we had a box, but everything that we were looking for was there. Person style of play, you know, person got a little swag about himself, you know, he liked to talk a little trash, you know. So, you know, like his style of play. So I remember maybe like Saturday night we was at dinner and we were sitting on the couch and he said, "Mom," he said, "I'm feeling it." And I was like, "Are you sure?" He said, "Yes, I'm feeling it." I said, "Well, son, I feel the same way." So my husband was out somewhere talking. And so I called him over and I said, "Well, Preston said he feel like this is home." And I said, "Well, are you going to do it?" And he said, "Yes." And I said, "Okay." So he went and we discussed it while we were there. And he went and told Coach Mathis and he announced it while we were down there. We didn't announce it until we got back. But Coach Mathis, after speaking with him and Coach Livingston, you know, on our official visit and speaking with Coach Mathis, he reminded me of my husband, like his thought process and the way he talked, you know. And
they have a similar, how do I frame this? A similar standard of expectations. Yeah, it's like it's a lot of stuff. It's not that they mean or bullies, but it's a lot of stuff that's just non-negotiable.
They're
like
old school.
It just is what it is.
They're old school, and I love it. My husband and I are older, although we don't look it, but they're old school. And I felt so comfortable. I felt like I was leaving my son with his father if I left him with Coach Mathis. That's just how strongly I felt when I left there. Because of the way he taught the conversations, it was just the way that we raised him. It was all things. And I knew that when we have to hand him off, that whatever he was getting at home, he was going to get there. And we were okay with that. And so that's what sold me. And it says a lot about Colorado in that program because out of the 5 guys that was there that weekend with us, 4 of them committed. And all 4 of them are at Colorado right now. They were early graduates. So that says a lot.
Yeah.
You know?
One of the things that Coach Prime has done, actually, when he put his staff together, I've been in staff meetings with him and his staff, and he say, "Look, I'm all in, I'm committed, but you have got to be able to get players to come here because of you. If everybody comes here because of me, I'm not coaching every position room. I'm not in 12 places at one time. If these guys are going to be in your room, they got to want to come to Colorado because of you. And I can help close the deal. I'm going to be there, but this you're not working for me. You work with me."
And that's exactly what happened. Like, I mean, they closed the deal. Like they didn't have to do anything because everything we were looking for, they had it. And so I look at it like this: you got productivity and you got production. You know, so after we committed, of course, we didn't have the best season last year. That's neither here nor there, you know.
Yeah.
But I see people look, you know, we were getting comments. I read the comments sometimes, you know, you have people that say things, but I ignore it. I don't really. My son say, "Well, Mom, why you read the comments?" I said, "They make me stronger. They make me mentally stronger. I know what I'm dealing with." So I read them. I don't respond, but I see it, you know.
Yeah.
And so I read the comments, and people were like, "Oh, your son is this, da 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 da." It's a thing called production and productivity, right? So people are looking at the 3 and 9. But what they didn't see is the 5 to 6 guys that went to the NFL last year in the draft that made teams. You know, so it's beyond our comprehension. You're looking at games, but we're looking at goals, you know, and of course, the goal is to win games. So Preston mindset was like, okay, they 3 and 9. What can I do? What can I bring to the table to help them win more games?
Be a difference maker. Yeah.
He didn't scat cat, you know, he stayed committed.
All throughout the season.
We even had schools to come after him after he committed, but he stayed committed because we knew that's where we wanted to be, and we weren't going to change it up, no matter what.
People was asking me, "Hey man, the kid from Mississippi, you know, he from your way. What you think he gonna do after this record?" I said, "Man, Mississippi don't fold, man. we
don't
built like that. No,
you know, my husband got this this saying, we don't play the radio, we play the cassette. And if you old school, you know what he's talking about. You know, the radio play whatever they want to play, but the cassette, you can switch it out however you want to. So we're the control of this thing. So it was just we knew we were home. And I haven't seen my son since January, touched him, but I feel like he's thriving. I see him on YouTube. I see him, you know, making waves and doing his thing up there, and I'm proud of him. And he working hard. And one of his main goals, he keeps saying, "My mama retire you, mama retire you." And I said, "Well, baby, just keep working, just keep working." And let me piggyback to the recruitment. Let me go back just a little bit. I remember when we used to lead the camps, and I tell my husband, I said, "Babe, what he need to do? Like, what we need to do?" He said, "Keep working. Keep working. Just keep working." So that's how he instilled in was work, keep working. It'll all pay off. Keep working. Yep. So it's in them, not on them. It's inside of them.
It's definitely been in him since the JIT. I want to play this clip right here, and you tell me what you think. I don't know if you've seen this, Unc, but you might be impressed about this one right here. I'll check this out.
Preston Ashley, but aka Deion Sanders. I got all my stuff. The first day training with my father, and it's June 3rd. Remember this. I'm finna be styling and profiling on the field. Watch this.
He used to think he was baby prime. Oh my goodness. I mean, he always just had his own style. I mean, that's Preston. That's P Money for you.
Cold-blooded right there.
That's
you
P
can't
Money
teach
for you.
that.
And I just feel like everything came in fruition. You know, God has a plan for his life. I keep saying that. And we just following his path. And we just following his path. So yeah, the staff was phenomenal. Yeah. So when I see people talk about the staff, I'm like, they have no clue. They have no clue. And you're entitled to your opinion. But from what I've seen, it says a lot when the captain is not there on official visits. And of the 5 recruits, you had 4 to come in. That says a lot about your staff.
It really does.
That says a lot.
I'll tell you this. You know, another thing with Coach Prime and your son there, Coach, when he was here at Jackson State, you know, he had a lot of offers when it was time to move up, and he could have gone to programs that were substantiated and already headed in the right direction. And he told me, he said, "Man, you know, I don't know which one I'm gonna choose yet, but it's gonna be the one that we can change, not the one that's already, you know, solidified. Because why would I want to go somewhere when the difference has already been made when I'm the difference maker?"
That's right.
So when you have in your son to commit somewhere, they don't win but 3 games. He didn't look at, oh man, look, they don't win but 3 games. He looked at the difference he can make. That's where you want to go. You want to be the reason it turned around.
That's right. You want to be a part of that. And so I remember we came for we finally got an opportunity to talk to Coach, and he told us he was real. He's like, it's not going to be given to him. He's got to earn it. And my husband and I sat right there in Coach face, and we said, "Good." That's what we want. We don't want to give it to him. We want him to earn it, because that's all he know. He's always had to earn everything he had. It's never been given to him. So yeah, earning it, that's how you can appreciate it when you earn it. When something is
Exactly.
given to you, you can't appreciate it because it was given to you. But if you work hard for it, you're gonna appreciate it because you had to put blood, sweat, and tears in that.
Makes
And
the
And you
so
sport
just look
better.
at Coach Prime's track record in all of his stops coaching collegiately. He doesn't recruit people that can't help him now. You know, of
that's
course,
right.
there's a development process. Of course, there's a plan to get better, whether that's nutrition, strength and conditioning, or coaching. But the reality is also is when you come in and do what you got to do in the spring and summer, if you're a freshman that can play, you're going to play.
You're gonna play, yes,
Yep.
but you
Yep.
gotta earn it. You gotta
Mhm.
earn it, and you know we were all on the same page. You know that old school mentality, and I keep going back to that. You know, new school things. You know, some things are good with new school, but sometimes you got to take it back. You
Yeah.
know, you got to take it back to the old school, and if it working, let it work.
Yeah.
But you kind of gotta have to blend both of them, and you gotta have that mentality where you want it. You know, so we're happy. We're happy where we're at. You know, we let the people do their thing. They talk, but at the end of the day, we're happy. So
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Um,
I get there Saturday, and I'm gonna either see him Saturday evening or Sunday morning, and I can't wait to slap him in a Mississippi headlock.
Yeah, you probably want to take him some Johnny T's too. See if you can
Yeah,
slip
man.
that on.
Coach hit me on the ground about the Johnny T's. I ate the Johnny T's twice last week, and and it's on my calendar to go Friday before that 9 a.m. flight Saturday.
Yeah, you got it. I hope you be up there for the spring game. We're coming for the spring game,
Oh,
so
yeah,
we'll
yes,
be there.
ma'am. I'll be there for 7 weeks when I get there. So that's all the way to the week after spring game.
Now we're gonna have to bring some hot sauce to Colorado because that Tabasco sauce. No shade, Colorado.
Gotta get some
but
Louisiana.
Mama from Mississippi. We need some Louisiana hot sauce. I
It's
can't
been a
get
process.
Tabasco.
It's been when we first got there, day one, I went to have breakfast with Coach Prime, and they didn't even have grits in the building; just had oatmeal. So
Oh,
we had to
goodness.
get them to
Now.
get grits and learn them how to cook the grits. So
Yeah.
it'll be some
Also-
Louisiana there when you get there.
I
I
also
don't
saw a
know now.
video.
The champs where the kids eat. Preston had like Preston be eating real good. I don't
Oh,
know what
no.
they feed my
It's
boy,
exceptional.
but I've seen him.
He's inherited that after Prime. Been there a couple of years now. I'm talking about when we first got there.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, I
Yeah,
remember that. I remember him asking about grits when he first got to Colorado. But it's a beautiful school. The culture, like the fans are phenomenal. They're very supportive and they have your back. Like you're not gonna come on anybody post talking trash about CU because those fans gonna give you the business.
Yeah.
So we went to the game. I think it was Arizona State when we went to that game. Not Arizona State, Iowa State, maybe.
Iowa State, yeah.
Yeah, when
we
they were
won.
ranked and we beat
I
them
met,
at
I
home.
met your husband on the field.
Oh,
Pregame.
okay. I didn't get a chance to see you. The vibe there was amazing. You know, like to see Ralphie run out, and just the game was tight. It was a great game. We enjoyed it. We had a great time. So I look forward to this season and watching the guys play and watch the comeback because this is gonna be the comeback year. You know,
Definitely. Most
I
definitely.
think we got what we need and we gonna get it together. So
Let me ask you
I want
this.
to say this. Go ahead, Chico.
Wait, okay.
I was going to say,
I
I
was just
wanted to say one thing to you that I appreciate your husband's side of the family. But because I know what Ranger Reds go through, you got to bump that 10% up to about 25%. So
thank you, Mom. Thank you, Mom. And I hope my husband see
real
this.
teams are serious business now.
I hope my husband see this. He have no clue what I went through those 4 years. It was rough.
And then stomping on Maple Street in white boots.
The white boots, that's why my knees bad now. Marching on the concrete in Mississippi and Jackson, all downtown, knees tore up. So yeah, so he's talking about it's not a sport. My body says different.
my sisters would say the same thing. Shout out to them. Majorettes and captain of the cheerleader team. They used to say the same thing. Yep.
Yeah, but we're glad he's being coached by the best, you know, and in the position that he plays too. And a lot of people don't know that Preston is an overall DB. He played nickel, he played corner, he played safety. He could play all three positions. And so sometimes, you know, you may have a safety that's just a safety, or corner that's just a corner. a nickel, probably could just play that position, but he could play all three. So he's smart and athletic. So, but he learning from the best, and like I said before, I'm gonna say it again. There's a difference between productivity and production, and so just look at last year's draft when people didn't think a lot of players was gonna go, and someone had to go a different route, but they made the team. They made the team. He said five or six of them. I lost the count. I had it screenshot and everything, but I know it was five. I know it was five. So that says a lot about CU program.
Oh, sorry, Chad. If y'all have any questions, put them in the chat right now so we can get them to her. But I was going to ask this, like a modern day question with the NIL going on today. How do you guys kind of keep him grounded in this NIL era of college football?
Well, here's the thing. There's a difference between long-term money and short-term money, right? NIL has a limitation or an expiration date. And even like the NFL has an expiration date, but the expiration date is longer than the 3 years, So you got to look at, you want to be compensated, but do you want to look at the long-term goal, or you want to look at your short-term goal? And we've always looked at the long-term goal, So that was our main focus, getting where we need to go, getting where his goals were. They're his goals. I said but they're his goals. And we're looking at his long-term goal. His long-term goal is to make it to the league, And so you can either get it now or get it later.
Yeah.
So he really wasn't. That was not a big factor to us. Put it like that. That was not a big factor.
Yeah, it's not a deciding factor right there because you focus on the long-term goal anyway. That's right. That's what we're going after. So
right, and I think that's what's happening now. I'm not the one to speak on things, and I may be out of line, but I think a lot of the players now, they looking at the now. They're not looking at down the line. They're not looking at the fact that eventually this is going to run out at some point. You can't stay in college forever.
Right.
So you got to do something else, and if your long-term goal is to play in the league, then you got to do what you got to do to get there,
Absolutely.
And sometimes it takes sacrifices, and that's just what it is.
Yeah. Sacrifice. We talked about it with Coach Brendan Marion last interview. He talked about how adversity makes the story better, right?
That's right.
Talk about some of the maybe some adverse moments that you guys have gone through that makes the story better for you when you reach that goal.
All of our whole recruitment journey was adverse. As a mom, it's hard to see your kid. Well, let me go back. I said it in the beginning of the show. Mississippi, our kids don't get recruited like that. You have the hubs like Georgia, Texas, California, Florida. So you may go into those states and get like 50 kids that's potential 4 or 5 star athletes. But nobody really pays attention to Mississippi. Nobody really takes our kids serious. As a coach that coached at a school here in Mississippi, and then he went to a school somewhere else, and he made a statement about our Mississippi high school athletes. And as a mom, I was like, okay, is that how you feel?
Wow.
That's why you didn't really like recruit in state, because a lot of people would say, why won't Mississippi talent stay in state? Why they going out of state? Have you ever thought if Mississippi schools want the in-state? They was the first to offer. It goes both ways. It's a relationship. So I think the adversity for me is we had to work a little harder, right? Because we're not the big hub. of Mississippi. So my husband and I had to get on the road. We had to go to the college camps. He had to go be seen. He had to go to the national camps. He had to be seen. And I get it. Some parents can't afford it. You know, my husband and I work hard. We're hard workers. And like I said, we had a village, you know, some people that had our backs, and we were able to do those things. It was sacrifices. So the thing about it is, not only do the child have to put in the work, parents, you have to put in the work too. It takes both sides. You can't just post on Twitter, and you just can't post film on Twitter and expect for somebody to call you and say, oh, here's an offer. You got to put your child out there and let them be seen. Because especially in Mississippi, they're not coming beating down Mississippi, getting our athletes. Yeah. You know, and I think a lot of people thought that he wouldn't leave the state too. And they thought because his dad played in the SEC, legacy recruit, like some of these recruiting sites had him locked in, like 90%. Yeah. And no, that was his dad's journey. He had a different journey. And so it's just harder for our kids to get recruited. So that's adversity in itself, if that makes sense. Yes. So it's just really hard for our kids to get recruited. So they have to work extra hard. Yeah, to go out there. And the parents do too, to work extra hard to get them out there on the road and take them to the camps so that they can be seen. To get them exposure. Right. And I just gave y'all some free game. You ain't lying. Ones behind us, I just gave you free game in this whole interview. I told you about getting on the road, and I told you not getting caught up in these rankings, because Nick Saban said it best. You gotta look at who doing it, you know, and you can't let your kid get caught up in I'm a 4-star, because they go to college with this 4-star mentality, right? And when they get there, they may be somebody that's a 3-star, 2-star, but didn't have the exposure, but a dog. You know, so what are you gonna do at that point? Are you gonna lay down? Or are you gonna keep fighting? You gonna hold up a card that says I'm a 4-star? Look, I'm a 4. That don't matter now. When you get to college, that don't mean nothing. The stars don't mean nothing when you get to college. So work, have strong work ethics. That's what you need. Yeah. So and I think I can go down a whole rabbit hole with that. Oh, don't worry. I can go down a whole rabbit hole with that, but I'm gonna stop right there. But like I said, the adversity itself was being in Mississippi and not in one of the main states for recruitment in itself is adversity. Right. Yeah. You wanna go there? I see somebody in the chat saying they hear Pax back there. Is that Paxton back there? Yes, he missed the memo when I told him he had to be quiet. So I don't know. You know, he's 6. He do his own thing. I don't know what my Pax Max got going on, but you know, he a die-hard buff. He a die-hard buff, and he's a hard cat to sell. You know, 6-year-olds. Let me tell you something about little kids. They're gonna be honest. So if Pax say it's a go, it's a go. Yep. So yeah. Shout out to Pax. My nephew name is Paxton also, so shout out to him too. Oh, okay. I wanted to keep the P thing going, Preston and Paxton. Yep. You know, they're really close to, you know, Preston, he loves his brother loves him. But you know, we love Colorado. We love Coach. So it's all good. It's all good in the Ashley Boulder neighborhood.
Yeah, looking forward to it. It's gonna be a great spring ball. You know, we got the spring game coming up on the 11th at 15 practice. Then, of course, be back for summer 1 and summer 2 and fall camp. And before you know it, we're going to be in Atlanta, Georgia Tech.
I cannot wait. I am so excited. I cannot wait for the season. I think it's going to be one to remember for sure.
Absolutely. Whole fam headed over to Atlanta?
Oh, we coming. The family from Atlanta going to be in the building. The family from Miami coming down. You know, he probably going to have a whole section over there. So, because he do have family in Atlanta and family in Miami. Yeah. So he claimed Miami though. Uncle Neely, he claimed Miami. He don't claim us SIP people.
Well, let me tell you this.
He's a Florida boy. He has Florida DNA.
Now I'm gonna need you to trust me like you trusted your husband.
Okay.
By the time I let loose on that Mississippi headlock, he gonna be claiming Mississippi. Don't you gotta trust the process now. You gotta trust the process.
Get him
He might even be throwing up 833 by the time I let him go.
He ain't gonna ever do that. He ain't gonna ever do that.
Am I doing it right?
You're doing it right. You're doing it right. You're doing it right. Long as you don't do that tiger.
Okay, I was a former member in my former. No,
See there.
Let me ask you this: does Preston have this from the chat right here? Does Preston have any hidden talents that you would like to share with us?
He's a comedian. Preston is a straight comedian, and he thinks he can sing, but I think he got his daddy's vocals and athleticism. He didn't get the vocals from me because Mama can sing, but he's a comedian. He's funny. Preston is really, really funny.
All right. If he could pick a number, what number do you think he'll pick?
I would say 1, but you got to work hard for 1. But honestly, I think if you get that child 0, as long as he can get on that field, he don't care what number he put on. But he had mentioned something about, I forgot what number he said he would like, but I'm not sure. I can't remember what he said. But his daddy was 33 at the school that he played at in college in the SEC. Right. So it'll be interesting to see what number he gets. But I would say 1. But he switched it up from time to time. Because I remember when he played Little League, he was all of Coach Prime's numbers. He had 21 at one point. And then I want to say, I just remember 21. It was another number Coach Prime was.
Probably
2 and 21. That's what he had. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what number he'll pick. I mean, what number he gets this year. I think as long as he's on the field, he can be a -0. He don't care.
All right.
Chico, one of the hidden things I love about Mama.
What's that?
Mama like me, she ain't gonna mention nobody's name.
Oh no, I ain't.
They Neely say their name. I ain't calling their name. I ain't finna get no shine on them.
No,
they can call my name. I ain't calling their name.
She ain't even mentioned the school. She just said SEC school.
It's public information.
Yeah.
Don't even give them light.
We up in the SCO. We SCO Buffs.
That's right.
That's the only name rolling off my mouth besides 833 is SCO Buffs.
That's right. Tell us this. All right. Preston comes home. What is the first meal that he's gonna ask?
Fried chicken. His daddy. Fried chicken. That child loves some fried chicken. You hear me? But now, since he's been in Colorado, I told him, you need stock and boiled daddy, because he loves some boiled daddy, but fried chicken. That child will eat chicken every day.
That's a Mississippi meal right there. Stock and boiled daddy? What is that?
Well, boiled daddy is in Colorado. And
I don't know what that is.
That's where he loves to eat now, but he loves fried chicken. Fried chicken. He don't have to eat nothing but fried chicken.
Mama and Chico, let me tell y'all, I felt so bad on this one. I had to call Coach Prime. My first trip to the grocery store in Colorado. This is December, right when he was announced. I went to walk to the grocery store. So let me get me a little something for the hotel room. Walking around, there's nobody around. I mean, I'm just got an empty basket. By the time I got to the checkout line, here's what my little hand basket had: fried chicken from the deli, apple watermelon from the deli, and a plunger. And when the lady was ringing me up, she said, "Are you one of the new coaches?" And I looked at the stuff in my basket. I said, "Oh no, ma'am, I'm just."
Listen, you and Preston could be best friends because he loves some fried chicken. I don't even know how he's surviving without fried chicken up there.
Now Chef can do some good fried chicken now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Now that chef is on point. That chef is on point. Like I can eat every meal up there.
Yeah,
I eat every meal in Champs. Like
that's one thing you won't have to worry about. One thing you won't have to worry about. Chef Solomon taking care of with some good food up there. So shout out to Presto Money, as they call him. Anything you want to leave anybody out there with, because you answered my main question, which was any advice to parents out there that want to raise an elite athlete. And I'll just tell them the answer is go back and watch this whole interview. She gave them she dropped out gems throughout the interview. So anything else you want to leave people out there that's watching this, leave them with?
Y'all beware of the P Money. He coming. He coming. I'm a proud mom. This smile because he makes every time I see my son on YouTube and working hard and seeing pictures, him being 18 hours away from home, that does my heart good to see him and see him put in the work. And for the parents that's coming behind us and things don't seem like to be going your way, just keep plugging, keep working. And trust the process. My husband, that's one thing he told me the whole time. Jen, you got to trust the process. We trust in the process. You have to trust the process.
Absolutely.
And go Bums!
Yeah. I already know what it is. Shouts out to everybody listening in right now. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, join this channel, become a member. Also join the Pregame Network. You will see clips of this up everywhere on social media. So be ready for it and hit that like button and let everybody know where y'all saw it at. Mama, give a shout out to your family.
Shout out to my husband, Tyrone Ashley, my son, Preston Ashley, aka P Money, and little Pax Max. The Ashley Ballers love y'all, and it's all love. And we can't wait till the season. We're excited about things to come. And Coach Prime, thank you. Thank you for seeing the greatness in my son. Coach Mathis, thank you. Coach Jock. Hey, when you get there, ask Coach Jock about that restaurant that I recommended him. Recommended for him, and it's an expensive restaurant that I tell Coach Jock about all the time. Ask him. Okay. Say Preston's mom said. He said Preston's mom said, "What's that restaurant?" and when I see you on the 11th, I'm gonna tell you what it is. If he don't tell you. But shout out to Coach Jock. Shout out to Malika, my girl. I love me some Lily. Shout out to Coach Box. You the man. And shout out to my girl Sarah and Coach O. We love y'all. Thank y'all for seeing the best in my son and getting him home. We appreciate you.
Yes, I got one more thing just for you. Just for you now.
Okay. Throw it up,
He did it. That's what's up.
Throw it
up.
It's all love. It's all love. It's all love. Thank y'all for having me. I appreciate you for reaching out, and I feel honored to be on the channel today. And thank y'all. I appreciate it. It's been fun.
Yes, indeed. Thank you.
All right, y'all have a good one. Okay.
You too. Parents, episode number 1, season 3. We have more parents coming up. Y'all make sure y'all get in the comment section. Let me know who would y'all like to have on next. Who should be the next parent up on Prime Parents? Uncle Neely, did you join, man, and coming through at the last minute? I don't know why I ain't holler at you in the first place, but I appreciate you, big dog. What's happening?
Oh man, I'm just a text or a phone call away, but I want to get Chico mama on Prime Parents, man. That's what I want to do.
You know what? We might need to do that. If
we're gonna do a double show, we're gonna get your mama and my mama on together.
We need some explosions. We need some graphics that's gonna be.
Hey Chico, I'm gonna do this 5 times in the show.
I'm gonna have to mute the mics 5 times in the damn show with my mom. So we'll see. Hey, we're blessed to have our moms, and shout out to Preston and everybody else who's blessed to have theirs out there too. So y'all stay tuned for more and more of Prime Parents right here.
And this is going to be on, of course, some replays in there. So if you're watching this on replay, always remember during the off season, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, the morning run is live. And of course, you can catch that on replay and on the cut ups. And then don't forget Sunday and Thursday nights, Unc and Chico live. And because we're about to go into spring ball with practices starting on March 1st, you can expect a lot of all of a sudden didn't know it was coming content. So turn the notification bell on for both channels, Big Dog Chico, Speed Hustle TV, and the Pregame Show Network. And make sure you turn that bell on. It's not just for specific shows, but for everything for the network, because we're going to be going live at the drop of a hat.
You ain't lying. Let's get it. Y'all make sure y'all hit that button. Hit the subscribe button that's right here. I'm gonna put it on the screen for y'all.
Yeah, do that.
Do that right there. Hit that button. The link is in the description. Other than that, we're gonna be up and up out of here, man. Shout out to Preston Ashley, his mom, and the whole family. Till next time, this has been Prime Parents. Yeah.